Hi guys, welcome back to today's video. It is that time of the month again. It's time for the TBR jar to choose my May TBR. We are going to be picking 6 books. I tried to pick 7 last month for April and that just did not work well. I've only gotten to 3 of the 7 books. So there's that, but granted there were new releases that came out this month that I could not wait to read, so I've been slacking on the TBR in April, but we're gonna get going. I don't really have any new releases that I am looking forward to, like immediately have to go out and buy this month. I still have not read Great Big Beautiful Life, so that's gonna be read in May if I don't get to it by the end of this month. But with that being said, let's go ahead and pick our 6 prompts. This jar does look like it's getting a little low, so I'm probably going to have to revamp it soon. So if you have any prompt recommendations, put them in the comments below because I would love some fresh new prompts to put in here. So that being said, the first prompt is a new release. Well, I am immediately doing Great Big Beautiful Life because I have not read it yet, so that was an easy prompt to do. Did not even have to think about it. I'm actually so happy that I could get that onto the TBR. Easy peasy. Next prompt. A book with a color in the title. That is interesting and fun. Let's see what I have. Okay, I could do that one. I really only have one option, I think. So I read The House in the Cerulean Sea this past month. So this is the only option that I have. It is called In a Garden Burning Gold. Gold, obviously, is a color. This will have to be that one. It has been on my TBR before. I didn't get around to it. It sounds really interesting though. It is about twins. It says twins imbued with incredible magic and near immortality will do anything to keep their family safe, even if it tears the siblings apart. Yeah, I don't know much about it besides that it's about twins with magic powers and something is happening within their family or their kingdom and they have to do something to keep their family together. So sounds interesting. I'm also a twin, if you didn't know that. She's been in a couple of my videos, so books about twins, immediately I'm always gravitating towards. So we'll add this one to the TBR. Okay, prompt number 3. A romance. I can literally do basically anything that I want with this one. I do have quite a bit of romances that I've been wanting to get to recently. But I think, I don't know if I'm going to try to get to this by the end of this month. I would do Magnolia Parks because I haven't gotten to it yet in April. It was on my April TBR, but I still got 6 days left in the month. So I'm at least going to start it this month, I think, so I don't want to add it to May's TBR because I might be finishing it in April, depending on how fast I can get through it. First Time Caller, I still have not gotten to. I actually ended up soft DNFing it, mainly because, not that I wasn't interesting, because it does sound really good still, but it takes place around Valentine's Day, so part of me wants to read it in February around Valentine's Day, and that has now passed. So I'm thinking I might wait to read it until next February, because it takes place during Valentine's Day, and I just feel I love a book that takes place in that month or season, so I think I'm going to hold off on reading that one till then. So, actually, I think I know what I'm going to do. If I can get it out. Okay, I'm going to do the 7-Year Slip. because I really want to get this one read before Ashley Poston is coming to a bookstore near me for her new release that comes out this year. And I am wanting to go to it possibly with a new group of friends maybe, if everything goes well. But I really want to go to that book signing, and I've only ever read a novel love story by her, but I don't own a physical copy of it because I listened to it on Libby. But I want to get this one read before then so that I can get it signed by her, which I'll bring it and get it signed regardless, but I would love to have read it and then possibly buy a novel love story before then as well. So the 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston will be my romance that I choose for this prompt. I don't know much about it except for that it is like a time travel romance that takes place between 7 years, obviously. I feel like it's going to give similar vibes to the movie The Lake House, if you know what that movie is. It's two people that lived in this lake house in 2 different times. I think it was like 2 years difference or something like that. Write notes back and forth to each other, and somehow those notes cross timelines. So I feel like this is going to give similar vibes to that movie. We shall see. Prompt number 4. Oh gosh, I honestly don't know what the answer is to this prompt. It is the oldest book on my TBR. A lot of these books I have had since my high school days or fresh out of high school days, and I just don't know which one is the actual oldest. So I'm just gonna grab one that I know has been on here for a very long time and go with that one for this prompt. So give me a second. Okay, I grabbed 2 from the bottom shelf. Both of them have been on there for a long time. One of them I honestly can't remember if I've read. I don't think I have. Maybe I started it and never finished it because it's still marked as want to read, so on my Goodreads. Oh man, but it was marked as want to read on January 17th, 2015. Literally, I graduated high school in 2016, so it has been on there for a long time. The other one that I have is also marked as want to read. Oh, but it wasn't marked as want to read until 2020. And so I don't think it's the oldest, and that one is The Selection. Obviously, the other one was marked as want to read a lot earlier, so we'll put that one away. I wonder if I can go to my want to read list on Goodreads and sort it by when it was added. I'm gonna try that because I feel like that would be an easy way to know which one was the oldest, or some of the oldest. Reverse. Oh my gosh, it does show, right? When was this one added? 2014. Okay, I'm so smart. So I went to my Goodreads and looked at want to read, and I am going to look to see which one of these books are still on my TBR and use that as the oldest one. So, oh, I do have this one still. So I think this one might be the oldest. Okay, so the oldest book on my TBR was added to my want to read shelf on Goodreads November 29th of 2014. So it has been on my TBR for over 10 years. And I put it on there because I remember reading a snippet of it in school for something. And it was really interesting. So I wanted to read it, but never got around to it. And that book is Speak. I don't remember what this book is about because it has literally been on my TBR for over 10 years. So let's see. Melinda Sordino busted an end of summer party by calling the cops so her old friends won't talk to her, and people she doesn't know hate her from a distance. It's no use explaining to her parents. They've never known what her life is really like. The safest place for Melinda is to be alone, inside her own head. But even that's not safe because there's something she's trying not to think about, something about the night of the party that if she admitted it and let it in would blow her carefully constructed disguise to smithereens. And no, then she would have no choice. Melinda would have to speak the truth. So I definitely started this at one point because this is like on page 12 or 13. So I definitely started it at one point but didn't continue it. And there is a little bit of water damage, it looks like, to this book, but we're going to add it because it's the oldest book on my TBR. Cannot believe I have had a book on my TBR for over 10 years. That is insane to me. A lot of these other ones that are on here are no longer on my TBR. Like, I don't have physically own them anymore. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th book I added to my want to read shelf. Hopefully I will get to it so I can get it off of this TBR. 5th prompt. A book you started but didn't finish. The only one that I know of is First Time Caller because, like I said, I soft DNF'd it so that I could read it during February. I don't think there's any other ones that I have started but didn't finish. We're gonna pick a different prompt for that one because the only one that I don't want to read until February, so I'm not going to get to it, even if I added it to the TBR, so we're going to pick a different one in that prompt's place instead. So the actual 5th prompt is a book over 600 pages. Love that for me. Let's see what we have. First one that catches my eye is the 3rd Aragon book, which I am currently listening to the 2nd one, so I should have that done by the end of the month. This one is definitely over 600 pages. It's in the 700s, so that is an option. I could do that. Do I want to get to that though? I don't know. So, I would much rather read When the Moon Hatched. This one I know is going to be over 600 pages. Yep. It is indeed over 600 pages. 690 to be exact. I think I would much rather read this over this one, so that is the strongest contender so far. We're gonna put that back because I'm not gonna get to it. How many are, oh no, my wand. How many pages are in The Throne of the Fallen? Not 600. 561, so that is not an option. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with When the Moon Hatched. I've been wanting to read this for quite a little while now, so I am going to add it. It does intimidate me because it is massive, and there is like a 30-page glossary at the beginning, which makes me really intimidated, but we're gonna add this and see how it goes. Part of me wants to leave it there because that is such a big book, but we'll do the 6th one just so I can have an even number. And the 6th and final prompt for this video is a mystery or thriller. I know which one I'm gonna do. Easy, The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I've been wanting to see what this trilogy, why there's so much hype behind it, because I've read some other books by Frida McFadden and some of them I love, some of them are just okay. So I'm excited to see where this one goes and to understand why there's so much hype behind this series of Frida McFadden's specifically. So we will add this one to the TBR, which means we have made it to the end of the video and we have all 6 books for our TBR, so let's go through them one by one. The first prompt was a new release. I picked Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. And then the second prompt was a book with a color in the title, and I picked In a Garden Burning Gold. Third was a romance. I picked The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Fourth was the oldest book on my TBR, which was Speak, over 10 years on the TBR. The fifth prompt was a book over 600 pages, and we are picking When the Moon Hatched. So I want to read this so bad, I'm just very intimidated by it. And lastly was a mystery or thriller, and I picked The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. There we have it, the 6 books I will hopefully get to in May. Come back at the beginning of June to see if I've read all of them or not, and my ratings on the ones that I did get to. I hope you guys have a great rest of your morning, evening, or night whenever you're watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!